crap! Okay, so it's still going. Just enough of a hiccup to make the browser fuck up. But the Elgato thing didn't fail.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
Oh, how can we even tell?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Okay, I'll start right now.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
You... I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter, since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Cum dumpster! Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
If only you could see my face right now. The fuck? Moving on.
What should we talk about now?
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
I don't think we should fucking phase out Himiko so quick.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
It's fine. It's just a waste of time.
A suspect? Never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider! Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Suspect rangers?
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down!
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers, what should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting...
Why did Tenko have to die?
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We've got to figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Would you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless!
Here you go.
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko!
Stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
No. It's okay. It's no surprise you think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously! It's way too late to realize that now. Our only option is to face her death head on.
Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito! Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is... Death Curse! Suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run! I won't forgive something so messed up!
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
Not to mention, it's still possible that Tenko was killed by the same person. Also, I'm pretty sure the weapon that knocked down Angie in the first place before she died was in the room with Tenko.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
Kaito.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe.
You're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. That was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So, what do we talk about first?
Okay, so I need to be suspicious then, huh?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Crotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Crotch!
Who attended the seance? No. Oh yeah, because Tenko obviously was a part of it. Okay. It's only still on the floor because Tenko was obviously there.
It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those four are the culprits!
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the four is really...
Kokichi's still a culprit too.
Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, The seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Huh. Not to mention, Kokichi was also there. The middle room? The middle room's always best for stuff like this.
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
There's from outside he must be referring to.
There! You're talking about under the floor, right?
Huh? Under the floor?
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person could move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
What on earth?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
What is this weird?
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kiba's flashlight function.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Keeban could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
I think we would have seen that. I mean, it was pretty fucking bright. One of the dim candles I could believe not seeing. But Kibo's flashlight function is bright as fuck.
It's black during the seance. How could they even see? Because it wasn't dark at the floor. You see, our villain
Had a light. I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Now hold on.
Keeban could have used that function to get under the floor.
Nope.
Oh no!
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling.
I have no idea what the fuck any of this is right now. Crap.
during the seance.
Because it wasn't dark. You see, our villain had a light.
Maybe?
The culprit
No!
sneaked in
Oh,
during the
god damn
seance
it, I missed it!
by crawling
Fuck.
under the floor.
Pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they... They're under the floor.
It wasn't dark. You see, our villain.
Bingo, there we go.
don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor.
The only thing I can think of. At least not as bright as
There was
Kibo's.
a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats.
Technically true.
My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness.
Could have been there beforehand.
Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from underfloor.
It's not in the right position, though.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that. That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Yeah, they marked the spot in the second game. That's how the very first murder went down.
The corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
No.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
She spoke right before we turned out the lights.
Yes. She was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
But she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads.
Oh, not this again.
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your lipstick brains!
God, I still hate Miyu.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time, and she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
Like that.
When cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
I
then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
There's no to the down! When Tenko got killed, it wasn't.
It could have been done at the time. She was under the cage the whole time.
Understand what I'm supposed to do here.
Cage lifted.
Like that.
Wouldn't we have seen that?
Cage lifted. So fast. No.
Obviously Himiko is the culprit.
There's no to the down!
What?
When Tenko got killed,
I have no idea. This is important.
it wasn't.
Why did Kochi place this over Tenko and Hikaru? Bottom of the cage? Bottom of the cage!
During
It could have been done with the cage though.
What about moment Cage was lifted? When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
The cage.
Himiko is the...
Damn it!
Damn it!
Okay, so it must be when the cage is lifted, I think.
It wasn't during the fair. It could not have
Been done.
been in the time. She was under the cage the whole time. She was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about when Cage was lifted?
Fuck! God damn it!
When Tenko got killed,
Alright then. There's blood spatter on the sheet. There we go.
it wasn't during the fair.
It could not have been.
Died under the carpet.
She was under
The cage the whole time. She was dead when the cage was lifted.
What
about moment
Cage was lifted?
Damn it, not again.
That's wrong.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
Oh, Jesus.
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
How?
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
God damn it, why?
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage! They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage. And that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gap. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit, and that's none other than Kiyo! The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gap. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the... and that's none other than Kyo!
Okay, so it has to be before then.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Got it.
I'll cut through your words.
First suspicion was right. Should've gone with the gut instinct that time.
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone, and the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Oh god, not this again.
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
You don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done—
Wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage? If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I
noticed.
agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
The day she's referring to is...
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
What did you say? Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
She committed suicide.
Suicide?
It would make sense for what she was saying, I guess.
It would explain a lot of things we can figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage and then stabbed herself during the seance. It didn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me. The There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
That's true.
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial.
That doesn't make any sense,
So
though.
she
She'd
could
want
bring us
Himiko to
all
live.
down.
She'd want
She
Himiko to
wanted
live.
us to die with her.
She'd want Himiko to live. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
What are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. He told me.
What if all of that was just a lie?
Why?
Wait! We should believe Tenko's last words!
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gota no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Oh, provide a reason. Huh.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
Tango would kill herself because of what she said. You guys after things. See you guys after. That was just a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know who she was killed doesn't mean it was suicide. We satisfied with that. We keep thinking we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. Make them all believe. This mean I gotta lie? It seems like a thing I'd have to lie about.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance. She could have secretly brought the sickle and then
yourself with it!
I don't know if she could really do that. There wasn't a whole lot of room for her to move. It would be hard.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intention.
I hit the wrong button. Dangan is alternate to the master Ego shot. The victim body's got a vacant room on the fourth floor. That's when time does it now. Goes down. Back up and next. Death.
How she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle.
Damn it! Ah, hell. This one's gonna be a little harder.
Take us down with her. Her true intention.
I don't exactly know if I need a lie or not.
She died in the
It seemed like that.
And then...
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Is his head shocked to do anything? Yeah, that might work.
Strength.
Fuck!
Damn it!
Yeah, but that kind of
So far,
room.
suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
I have no idea. And again, I found a way in the corner, not near her body.
secretly brought the sickle.
Fuck!
Damn it!
So far,
Damn it, I have no idea. And I got no backup this time. Ah, great, I only have to figure out this fucking mess.
So,
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath all pieces fit.
Do I have to lie? I'm not entirely sure. I don't really see anywhere where lying would benefit me any.
so far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tinko's not that kind of person! But if Tinko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died.
we brought the sickle. And then stabbed her.
With the last
Oh, that actually worked. Huh. Well, it actually is gonna work.
Couldn't have thrown the
Okay.
sickle under the floor.
It's like the only thing I could think of was a lie of some kind, but I didn't know where.
Because she died instantly.
instantly.
It might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tinko died instantly. As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tinko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
How could you
Thank
forget
you,
that,
Maki.
Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tanko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tanko wouldn't commit suicide.
Not too much, not really enough evidence to suggest that she committed suicide, which is odd that they jumped to that conclusion.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tanko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance? If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened in the seance. Or something. Find clues that would help with this mystery. There was a noise! Oh, are we really doing a non-stop debate for Kathunk? Are we fucking serious?
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance? There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed.
No, wait. Haha. That was a dumb mistake. That was not a break thing. That was an agree thing.
Think about it. While we were all singing the song, I heard something.
That first one was a dumb mistake. Wow, I can't believe I made that one. That was a dumb mistake. Holy crap.
Himiko, you think
That
that
was
something
dumb.
fell because of that sound you heard, right?
Why does that noise change every time? There's like a thunk and then a thud and now a fucking bang.
And hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
What's something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark? What other thing that happened in the dark? Oh crap! I don't know the other thing in the dark! I don't know what other thing happened in the dark! Oh fucking shit, there's like only the noise! Oh crap on a stick! I don't know!
This is it!
Okay, there we go. I guess just that moving?
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound.
Fucking hell. I don't know why that was hard. I don't know why that was hard. That was another dumb mistake.
At some point during the seance, right?
I need to get my head back in the game.
floorboard has made such a loud sound though.
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
It's true, that would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. What could it possibly be?
Alright then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now. So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
Tore off?
That
No.
wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hid under floor, then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
The wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hid under floor.
I wonder.
Experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Maybe it didn't fall over, but it slammed on the iron cage could have done it.
Loud crashing.
Maybe the wooden statue.
Nope. I know I've fallen over, but still.
Damn it!
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound,
Alright.
there must have been considerable.
Tell me, the only portion that supports the floorboard was cut off. It wasn't broken naturally. It looked like someone had purposely cut it. See, that's what... God damn it.
Someone who participated. In the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was...
Hid under floor, then stood up with such might.
I have no idea. I have no fucking idea.
So what made the
Good
floorboard
God.
come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable.
That doesn't make any sense.
Someone who participated.
Can't be this, because that happened afterwards.
In the seance.
Could it be sound during seance? I need to agree with one of them with the sound.
Person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud...
The statue fell over.
Up with such might.
The floor.
No! That actually might be right, damn it!
Experience with balls to say
Oddly enough, depending on where that floorboard was,
Judging
I just thought it was. I assumed the whole board was under the cage. It may not have been.
Such might.
Oh, please be fucking right! God damn it!
So what made the floorboard come loose?
I don't fucking know. I don't want to look it up either.
in considerable force.
I might have to.
Participated in the seance. Tore off the floorboard.
Such a loud crashing...
The wooden statue fell over.
The statue was still on top of the...
Hide under floor. Stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
I just missed.
A floorboard that comes...
That was just a miss. I completely missed those words. Maybe this? I don't fucking know. If I can't get after this one, I'm gonna have to look it up. 'Cause I can't be here forever. God, it would hurt to look it up, though. Please be right. No one tore it was cut. No.
There was no...
Okay, so that one works. Whatever.
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Go to make sure. First time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
Okay, that's the question. Dangan's body is at one end of the floorboard. That had been cut was on that end. Guessing the sequel's in the right spot. The part was outside the cage was stomped on. Right under Tenko. And right under the edge of the cage was. Active. Oh, it's empty. Come on, think. Hangman's Gambit! Oh my god! Tenko? Hang on a minute, crap. Alright. Is there no T? So that can't be it. A 6-letter word followed by another 6-letter word. Oh man. Hello. The mimiest Hangman's Gambit in the game? Hopefully not. I'll take suggestions for what letter might help. I'm not gonna turn away help at this point. As soon as he stomped on, it would have forced her to go up. Top of the cage. If the sickle killed her, it would have been in the cage. God damn it. Mimiest, huh? No, I know that, but still. Well, I guess I didn't know that. That helps. So, I got S-E-W. I got two different E's, really. An A. S-E-W-A. A seesaw effect? Maybe? Crap, how do you spell seesaw? Ugh. Nope. Another E then. S. Effect. Is it F or E? Shit! I think it's another F. Yeah!
I see now.
Holy crap!
Right. The floorboard might be used as a seesaw.
Okay, I gotta see that part. That was way too fucking close.
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
She saw the cage and the blood in the white fabric. I draw from this. Only one place the sickle could have been that's consistent with the evidence. In the cage? I need the...
That's it!
Haha!
The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage. She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
And the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact made floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
Okay, so that limits the killers to Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
What the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
That was quick.
Why her? Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
Not really.
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard.
That's true.
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared
Not
room.
really. Because didn't Yahoo hurt himself in the other room by having his floorboard? They knew a seance was gonna happen. If they didn't know exactly what room, they could have just done it in all 3 rooms.
That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time.
Not necessarily. Again, I think...
Then she waited for me to host the seance.
That's right.
The middle room.
Kokichi might actually be useful here.
She led us all into
Which
holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko. All according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
He's in the middle of the room with Himiko's idea. Does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? Like that really happened? It's so cruel. Maybe not. Kokichi did get himself hurt by stepping on the floorboard that was loose in one of the other empty rooms. Entirely possible they did it to all 3 rooms just to be safe. I got time. It's been another 2 hours at most. Oh crap, wasn't this 4 hours the last time? We reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for our Guess the Victim quiz. Victim quiz, not a culprit quiz. Only victims are the people who are still watching this drawn out boring crap. Why are you so downer all of a sudden? It's okay. I'm sure everyone is happy. How do you know? They could be skipping the entire conversation for all you know. I can't take it here anymore. I'm the real victim here, me. Why are you getting upset? If anything, I'm the real victim. I gotta put up all this nonsense all the time. That's the right answer, Mono Damn. Why? He hasn't said anything. Exactly, because there's no victims. Yep, even if you're a killing game, you're a winner. Because then everyone wounds you, and you get tons of posthumous popularity. You don't need to reveal those kind of behind-the-scenes details. Dying makes you more popular. Then we gotta die soon too. I don't think it's gonna take 4 hours. I think it takes just 2. To think it was about an hour the first time, then it took. If I remember right.
This is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost.
I'm playing with real ghosts, but impressions of them are too scary!
Does not compute.
Is all that remains of a once powerful
Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear
Right
anything.
now, you're on the threshold of an amazing adventure.
You know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty sweet buns. So round, so sweet, so delicious.
That doesn't sound scary at all!
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Did you hear something?
Is all
No,
that remains of a
I didn't
once
hear
powerful
anything.
Yokai.
Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes?
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that twat?
Wait, must be some mistake. No way Himiko is culprit.
Then she needs to defend herself. Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked.
Oh god, no.
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
Are you even listening?
No, I'm not listening.
What?
I don't care anymore. I'm too tired. Angie died. Tanko died. Why did I have to survive? And now, they're all saying I killed them? I just don't care anymore.
Himiko.
Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead.
The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it.
That's not the problem.
Damn it. Don't tell me you've given up.
Himiko, don't give up.
Don't you understand? My life is riding on the outcome of this trial!
Just shut up. I told you, I'm too tired. It's all just a big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
What are you talking about? If you give up here...
You needn't worry. Himiko was the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit.
Not really.
Impossible!
If the one theory is correct.
Himiko would never kill Tanko! Himiko not that kind of person! Gota can tell by Himiko's face!
Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
I also think Himiko's not the culprit. Somehow.
Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does seem like rather a pointless quest.
No, it's not. We gotta be strong. Gotta keep thinking. Then we might find new truth. So no give up, Himiko!
Himiko, I know how you feel. I felt the same way after Ikari died. We can't give up. We survived. We can't give up for the sake of everyone who died.
Performing the seance.
Investigating neighbor room for words until he had stepped on this floorboard. The room also had a part of the crosspiece cut off. The portion that supported the floorboard. Aha, it's that one!
That room was Himiko's decision, wasn't it?
What if someone steered her into picking that room?
Of the 3 empty rooms, why did you select the middle room? Because you laid your trap there.
Was trap only in that room? Other rooms may be trapped too.
Haha! That one was easy.
It's just like Gota said. Each room was the same. They were all trapped.
What? Is that true?
Kokichi will tell you.
Oh, god damn it.
I was way too careless. Wait, what are you talking about?
While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right?
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
What? Hold on! There was also a loose floorboard in the next room?
So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms, not just the middle one.
If the culprit set traps in all the rooms, then they wouldn't need to select a room themselves.
So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the blame.
I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along.
Especially you!
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko, right?
Well, not completely no reason. She's just not the only person that could have done it.
Himiko, do you remember what Tanko told you?
Don't hold your feelings, let them out. Sam, angry, happy, sad, cry, punch people in the face. Basically what she
Live
said.
life facing forward. She said that to you, right? If you give up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, It's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't give up. This is our responsibility. We live on.
You're right. Yeah, that's right. If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tinko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
Alright, I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore. I won't give up. I'll fight alongside everyone and survive!
Do not say everyone. After all, the Blackened is still among us.
Hey, there you go. Killing the mood like usual. But damn! Well said, Shuichi. That's what I'd expect from my soul, bro. Soul, bro?
Well, anyway, do you think the Blackened this time has some sort of superpower?
What are you talking about?
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
Ah, that is a good point.
It must have been barrier magic. Well, that's one possibility, but I think it might have been something else.
Without a floorboard until it's used for the murder. That's it, there must be a reason. No, I was kind of aiming for they cut it forehand.
This is it!
Oh my god!
It's because of the magic circle at the scene of the crime.
It's the only thing I could think of, because he would have made sure no one stepped over there. It's still dark here, be sure to watch your step.
Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle. The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trip.
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
Alright, if that's the case, then the culprit... No, never mind. They are the one who killed Tenko. Only one person had the opportunity and the motive.
It has to be you! Kyo. Was it you?
Whatever are you talking about?
I don't know if he killed Angie, but he might have killed Tenko. He's the only one that memorized this dude.
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Anyone else would need to use the book.
Is it Kyo?
Which was in the library, in his lab at the fucking time.
Why do you suspect me?
Because you were the one who drew the magic circle. The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick. But that's not all it was for.
You could put in any orientation.
In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined. Those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
Well, Kyo,
Answer already! Did you do it?
What is so funny?
I was just thinking. So this is how each Blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience this is.
What? An intriguing
Oh crap, he did kill Tenko.
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes? So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
I see. That is problem.
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
How can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
I will explain that in due time. Please answer my question first.
In darkness. How do they move around in total darkness? In a room that dark, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Even after I put out the candle, I can move along the wall with my hand.
Wait a minute. Maybe...
Did you figure it out?
We didn't even have to see it at all. They used...
That's it! The culprit used touch. They didn't see, they felt.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Wasn't Seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move then, right?
Were there any other markers within reach?
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
Not true, I think the candle was actually in line with the floorboard. I'm sure there was something. A landmark they could have used to determine where the floorboard was. See, I know it. So, we even got a candlestick. Our marker stone. C-A-N-D-L, no. No. The fuck? M-G-I-A-C. I accidentally spelled magic. I would like to point that out. Sir? Oh, magic circle! Hoppy derp derp! Herpy derpy derp derp! I found it on accident! I'd like to point out how kind of amazing that actually is. Found it off on a fucking accident. What the fuck? Oh, I'm never gonna get over that. Now I need E. Well, I was fast on accident. Holy crap. I just fucking ended up putting letters in the thing.
They used the magic circle. Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
I see. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Ah, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
What?
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like?
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
But it
So
did.
what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes? The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it, yes?
Yes, you could have, you sick fuck.
Circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
That doesn't mean you drew it the same!
So which is it?
That really doesn't mean you drew it the same, fucker!
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
I see another piece of the puzzle.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Hey, may I have your attention?
I said cut that out! It's too bright!
I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Miu add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
Please, let me use it! With it, I might be able to save everyone.
Alright, so what is this function?
It's an image recording function.
Image recording?
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I'll give it a try. Ready?
From your mouth?
I also used magic like that before.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on, take the picture and see for yourself.
Okay, got it.
So this is the magic circle used for a
Well,
seance.
Shuichi, do you notice anything?
Don't notice anything.
There! This helped a lot, Kibo. Without you, I never would have seen through Kyo's lie.
My lie.
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it? The magic circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners, which means that you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room.
So it was different from the document after all.
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Hey, where's my things? I'm the one who installed that function into Kibo!
Hey, yeah! What was it you were saying about its purpose?
Oh, to be honest, the purpose of that image recording function is to monitor my health. Specifically, I make Kibo use that function every day to analyze my turds. You what? Why? Shit is a great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacteria quality. Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty, so... See? You're all grossed out! This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan!
Quit talking about your poop. No one cares. Kyo, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just give up and admit it already.
So, Kyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Your deductions are fiction.
I can't get over it here because that's fucking hilarious.
Giving me the option, I will most certainly object.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion. Now I shall bear witness to your abilities, Shuichi.
Yeah, if you cut the floorboard, that floorboard's probably what whacked fucking Dainji over the head. You might have actually killed her too. You were the only one who would have known about that shit. You fucker.
If you are going to claim I am the culprit, Then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage, so suspicion should fall on them. If you are going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage, so suspicion should fall on them.
True, we could have placed the sickle there, but we could not have removed it later. Because we weren't the ones who lifted the cage. That was Himiko.
The only person who could have collected the sickle was Himiko. But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
Fuck you, Aishi!
The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kyo. That was done by covering the cage with a white cloth. You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth. And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth. Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful! That's exactly correct.
That's creepy.
It's correct? Then why don't you give up already?
The trick I put so much work into is just wasted effort now. Alas.
So, it was you? You killed Tenko?
Let me guess. You'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me so very much. Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by Monokuma. But unfortunately for you, that won't happen. Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
What you talking about, Kyo?
You still don't understand? I killed Tenko, that is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
Meaningless?
You mean Monokuma's extra rule?
Damn. Who is getting interesting too? Creepy fucker. First come, first serve. Yeah, but there's still a chance you murdered Angie.
I killed Tenko, but not Angie.
Yeah, you say that, but you might have. You might have.
For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue. Because the blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
Who could still be you?
Trivial issue? No, that's gotta be a lie. You probably killed Angie too.
Yep, floorboard, dried
That's
blood.
simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab.
Oh, only student council members and Kokichi enter research lab.
I'm starting to doubt that.
How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
Cause you knocked her out outside of the lab! There was dried blood in the room! Holy shit, I can't believe that just came to me!
No one else could have done it besides
She wasn't in the fucking lab at the time!
You're the one who killed Tenko. You gotta be the one who killed Angie.
I understand how you feel, Himiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There is a non-zero possibility that Kyo is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings?
Of course I understand. I worked really hard to understand.
Hey, why are you getting all worked up, Kibo? Chill, dude.
That's enough! It's voting time! I'm gonna vote for him!
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie.
Isn't Kyo culprit?
Oh, he could be.
Of course I'm not. This case was an error on my part. Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes? How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer? Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying! You killed Tenko and Angie!
Now hold on. Jumping to conclusions here is dangerous.
We should talk it out more. This case might have juicy plot twists waiting to happen.
Nuts to that! Any way you look at this case, Kyo is obviously the culprit. Yeah, there's sort of no other way to look at it.
Am I gonna have to lie
It's too
again?
dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision.
Oh no, wait, split thing. Okay.
Wowee! This argument is getting intense.
At times like this,
Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds.
Yippee! I've been waiting for this!
Why were you waiting for it?
Give rest to killing Tenko, but insists he didn't kill Angie. Won't forget Kyo for what he did, but we can't vote until we know the facts. I have to pin down the evidence to convince everyone. It still might be him! There's actually enough evidence to suggest she wasn't in her room when she died. Or at least not when she knocked out. She got another injury. That plank has dried blood on it. It very well could be.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie!
I got this! But he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
He forced his way into Angie's research
I got this! But he couldn't get
Get that
into
one.
Angie's research lab.
The katana was found in Kyo's lab.
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tenko, but he not blackened?
Kokichi! Perhaps there's a second blackened we need to find.
He was planning to use the new rule to protect himself all along.
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery of Tenko's death. Can't we just vote?
I got this! Not yet. There's still another mystery to solve.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie! Kyo killed Tenko and Angie!
Kibo! We don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
He forced his way into Angie's research
I got this! But he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
The katana was found.
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tenko.
Kokichi! Perhaps there's a second blackened we need to find.
He was planning.
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery.
I got this! Not yet. There's still another mystery to solve.
It still could be Kyo though, I'm not putting that off the table. It's just not necessarily smart to vote right
We have
now.
to vote before we've completely solved Angie's murder. And there's still the mystery of Tenko's murder.
Mystery? What kind of mystery?
Well, Kyo's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tenko's crime scene. I believe it might even have something to do with Angie's murder.
Yes, the only piece of evidence Tenko's murder scene. There we go.
Damn it!
There's toy flying on the floorboard! God damn it! There, that make you happy? Fucking nitpickers?
The blood stain found under the floor. Maki and I found it during the investigation. It was beneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on.
Is that Tenko's blood?
That bloodstain is too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers.
Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we found it. But the blood from Tenko's body hadn't even begun to dry yet.
That's weird. Why was that bloodstain the only dry one?
That's it!
There, pour the sands.
The bloodstain wasn't from Tenko's murder. It was there before we started the seance.
Before the seance?
There, what it was. Bloodstain from before the seance.
That's it!
That bloodstain wasn't Tenko's. It was Angie's.
Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder?
Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab?
Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there.
Ah, guess that's possible.
If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities.
Actually, she could have very well still been killed in her lab, just knocked out later.
We assumed that only council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore.
Or at least if she was tacked somewhere else, I still think she died in her room.
So the culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it?
I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start. So I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Places she might have gone? Why did you check the then?
The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go.
Did Angie have business in rooms?
It seems Kokichi's up to his usual misleading nonsense again.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
Angie left her lab on her own and headed to the room where she was killed. Duty chambers through, or...
The art research lab is not where Angie was killed.
It could have been.
Killed in the empty room instead.
That's not necessarily true.
Lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there. Except for candles.
That's it! She wanted a candle!
I agree.
Yeah, 'cause she needs to burn the book.
That's it. Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Yeah, her kinky wax play!
No. Angie was gonna use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
Yeah, I need to burn the book.
Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab. So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
And that's when the culprit attacked me!
That's why there was dried blood underfloor.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko! Well done for choosing that room for the seance. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards.
That's right. Shinichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep. All thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be a Tua's will. Or maybe magic.
It's neither. I just did it.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as fact already. You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab?
That's just a saying. Not necessarily killed there. Attacked there, yes.
A large amount of blood in the lab.
She was definitely attacked there.
It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room. She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
That means Culver attacked her twice. I have evidence of that. Oh no, they gonna pick the blood on that good old fucking board! They didn't let me choose it the last fucking time! Oh fucking Jesus! Are you serious?
Damn it!
Really? Oh fuck, you want the Monokuma file, don't you? Ah, fuck. What the fuck?! The Monokuma file says 2 fucking wounds! The board's got drop blood in the fucking corner which matches the blunt object! What more do you want?! The fuck?! God damn it! Oh god, you better not be it. Nope! That would've helped! Are you serious?!
No!
How do none of those even begin to point in that direction?! I don't fucking know!
Oh no!
I have no idea at this point.
This is it!
Fuck you, game! The goddamn file showed that
The
too!
wound was a cut to the back of her neck from a
Jesus!
But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma. And I think I know why.
Oh, now I get to pick the fucking board?
After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
I see! So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow. Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab. And it was there that the culprit finished her off!
All clear. This is all clear. What are you all
You know, you're really
talking
starting to
about?
seem like you killed Angie too.
All clear. What is all clear? What are you? All clear? What are you all? You what? What are? I will not fear. I will not back down. Sweet Korekio, calm yourself. Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them. You must teach these ignorant children a lesson. Yes, you're right. Okay, I'll teach them.
You seriously got split personality disorder!
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies!
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all. It's full of doubts! Of mysteries! Of a dense, impenetrable fog! Nothing is clear at all! Angie was attacked in the empty room first, and then carried into the research lab? Impossible! Impossible! That's nothing but a delusion! You intend to poison our minds with your delusions?
It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if you wiped them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
I'll cut through your words. There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's body.
What?
It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Gonta didn't notice at all.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of. But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt and ended up under her body.
Must have been Akua who did that for us.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
I think Kyo killed her.
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie.
And it's the guy freaking the fuck out.
It has to be you. It's you, Kyo. You killed Angie.
What the fuck? So it's true!
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
Killed both of them. Why did you kill them?
In
That's a
terms
good
of
question.
pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
Unless he didn't remember. Split personality disorder, don't always share memory. Holy shit.
Why? Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
Huh? Which one?
Angie.
That's it! Angie's murder was an accident.
What? Tango wasn't accident?
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with a seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in. So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
He just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Then, should have just stopped there. Killed Angie. There was no reason for him to kill Tinko.
You only needed to kill one for this game. Killing 2 is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Why, Kyo? Why you kill 2 of our friends?
What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So, why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? Why is it? Calm yourself, Korekio. Yes. You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over.
I think your other personality killed him.
Right.
Or at least one of them.
You're right.
Angie, yes, maybe. I don't fucking
There he
know.
goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone.
Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them. So you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie.
You freaking the fuck out makes pretty good evidence.
No, I will not.
Also, yes, there is.
I will only acknowledge facts, true events.
Bored, dry blood. That has to be a clue eventually.
Knowledge, your deductions or guesses. Well said. Good job, Korekio. Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
There's no evidence to kill Angie. You're wrong.
There is evidence. What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room. That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize. 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 Apologize.
Seriously, what the hell's happening?
I know what's happening with Kyo. I know what the weapon is used in Angie. I just have to prove it to him.
I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yeah, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yeah, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. Why must you force your delusions on us? You're lying. That's merely a delusion. Well said, Pinocchio. To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your delusions on us? You're lying. That's merely a delusion. Well said, Pinocchio. To continue this debate. I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me! Pinocchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me! Pinocchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I
Gotta get hard, old son!
So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me! Pinocchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You have no proof that Correcchio is the killer.
It ends here!
Jeez, that was hard.
Kyo hit Angie with the same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was a murder weapon?
No, it's not the murder weapon.
There was a small patch of dry blood on the underside of the floorboard. Angie's blood? Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the blood stain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Kyo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
How? The weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick.
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie. I believe that while Kyo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board when Angie walked in.
Helicopter with a floorboard!
All you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
True. This is the truth.
Looks like we're almost at the end. right, Shuichi. I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
Please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Hio, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
There's a culprit with a saw in the empty room. The removed floorboard. Nope, moving on.
This is the truth of the case! Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and whoever picked a room. To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the crosspieces in all 3 rooms. However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting crosspieces. Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan. But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit. The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head. culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside. And took out the katana they brought from their own lab. They then stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. There were 2 reasons for this: to overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere, and the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance. And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door. Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it. The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door. A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder. To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance. In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Caged Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium, but our culprit had another plan: to commit a murder in the darkness. Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle, they found a floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard. The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner, finished the ritual, and had us light the candles. We followed